Hey everyone, welcome to VENN Esports, and I'm so happy to be joined by the starting top laner for the LCS squad team Liquid. It is Jenkins, formerly known as Bob Jenkins. I know him as Thomas from our time back in Golden Guardians in 2018. Jenkins, it has been one hell of a whirlwind week for you. How you doing? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on, dGon. This past week has been super crazy. Like for me, I was just like updated the day before that I would be playing, and I was just like, wow, I'm playing, and I was happy to get a dub on the first day. Second day, kind of sad, but it was fine.
You know, for a lot of people that don't know, Thomas and I go back to 2018 over at Golden Guardians, and in the spring split, very first split, Golden Guardians, we had a plan at the time on who we wanted for our top lane for Academy. It fell through due to some visa issues, and so I was the one tasked to do searching for a top laner, and it was between you and someone else. And I remember vividly just having that conversation with you at my parents' house. I was at my parents' house and I had that opportunity to interview you, and you were just so focused on making this goal a reality. Maybe it wasn't as much gusto and as much swagger as like so many other players and so many other personalities in that house had, but you had this undeniable, just clear focus on what you wanted to do. How can you describe the growth from 2018 Thomas Jenkins, Bobby J, to now Team Liquid Jenkins?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started, I wasn't very good. I did a lot of review during whenever I had free time. I think I remember asking you if like there were like VODs that I can watch of like the LCS team to understand, like, because I was very bad at communicating at first when I first joined the team, and you were like, yeah, just like there's a PC in the living room, and I was like, okay. And I've spent like every night like watching Lorlo, like just seeing how he communicates and what he was doing in lane, and that was very useful. My time there wasn't very long, but I took the time off after spring to grind as much as I could. I think I made scouting grounds that year and performed, I think, decently from what I remembered, and I ended up getting picked up by Team Liquid. And from there, I was just like primarily grinding and just watching a lot of VODs, working on champion pool issues, because I think that was a problem I had in that initial year in spring with Golden Guardians. It was nice working under Impact when he was still in TL, and then eventually I went to the Worlds Bootcamp where I felt like I grew most, and as well as the Korea Bootcamp afterwards with Tactical and Armeo. I think I got like 800 LPs there. It was pretty close, but no, I think playing over in other regions helped me understand like the difference between like North America and Eastern regions and how they play.
You know, you listed, you know, being behind Impact, studying behind Lorlo, and now being behind Alphari. At some point, did you ever wonder, like, hey, I'm behind these guys that are pretty secure in their spot. Like, am I going to get a shot here on this team? Or what was the goal for you on Academy as a top laner behind these tenured guys?
So Impact and Alphari are both like very like well established players. I think they're really considered best in their roles, like in like at least 1 or 2 years of their careers, right?
Yeah.
I think to me it was like a very I don't know the word to describe it, but I thought it was fine, even though I might not be better than them now. But the ability to be able to practice constantly with them in internal scrims thought was very useful than the short term of like, hey, like maybe if like there's like a bad top laner in LCS and like I might be better than them. I don't think the long term growth would be good as compared to now. Alphari, for example, is someone I did a lot of one-on-ones with, and that helped me understand like how some meta matchups should be played that maybe Academy isn't currently doing. And Impact was someone I just watched because he was very good at communicating what enemy tops could do and what he can do, and calling off his team if plays seem bad in his eyes because he can't impact them. No fun.
It kind of feels like you've had the grace of absorbing a lot of their experience and their knowledge and being capable enough to be a sparring partner with them in this LCS and academy relationship. But what systems are in place once their experience and their drained knowledge that you were able to pick up runs out? Now it's like, oh, I need to start figuring out how I discover how these matchups are here. What are some of the systems and own processes you have in place now to learn?
Well, for me, I watched a lot of other regions too. So like Nuguri was a person I watched as well, and Ghana was another person I watched. I would watch how they would play and figure out why it worked. So I would like test it in one-on-ones with Alphari, for example. And if I thought it would work, I would just keep trying it in scrims against the other academy players and see how they would respond. And sometimes they responded poorly, sometimes they responded well. And I mean, yeah, it's just like a lot of like reviewing and experimenting. I think some players are scared to experiment. So usually when that happens, it kind of stunts growth, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think I'm answering it right. That's the question you were asking, right?
Yeah.
My own systems, essentially.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of like reviewing other people and experimenting if it works with your playstyle and seeing if it actually works against other players of similar skill level to you.
Now, how you just got thrusted in, not even like post week one, it was like in the middle of week one. How were you received by your teammates? Did they put on the kitty gloves for you, be like, all right, Thomas, we're gonna camp you, or we're gonna build a draft around you, or were they like, all right, dude, good luck?
It was just like well, for me, I played a lot of in-houses with Core and Edward, and
that's right, the off-season in-houses that a lot of people could have played in, but you guys were the ones leading the way. Yeah, I remember.
Right. So like it was like I kind of meshed well with them already, and then I like went to Worlds and like sat next to like Jenkins. So like I did talk to him a lot over in China, and it's just going to the practice. Everyone said just to play your own game, and we'll try our best to like accommodate for that. And to me, I was very happy with that because they didn't make me play anything I was like uncomfortable with. And I mean, yeah, that was the thing. I just didn't play anything I was like uncomfortable with. So like Lulu and like Gangplank, for example, like I called for that too. So yeah.
Time for the tough question. Have you spoken with Alphari since this all has happened?
Actually, I have. He like said good luck to me, and I wasn't unsure of like how the situation was actually going on behind the scenes because I just told that I was playing. And he just said, yeah, don't worry about it. And I still wanted to talk about matchups with him. Like I was, he was more than happy to answer. He actually did answer one of my questions. So I feel like our relationship is still fine. There wasn't much for me to ask because I think I have like a good idea of what I want to play. And I mean, yeah, I just want to say that our relationship is still good. I don't think there's any bad feelings between us.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, that was surprising to me. It's cool to hear that both of y'all still have that working relationship, despite, one spot for two players. That's a difficult thing for anyone to go through. I think the big question that I had, given that I've known you for such a long time, and then, I always have a special place in my heart for all, like, I think we had like 15 to 17 players within the Golden Guardian system in that inaugural year, is like, did you ever lose hope that you were going to get a starting spot? And then all of a sudden this just kind of happened, what felt like on a whim, right?
Yeah. For me, it was, I needed to keep proving myself. So I didn't really care that I didn't get a shot initially. I thought that the chance would come eventually. It was just like a matter of time. And it just came a lot sooner than I expected.
More sooner? Because I mean, if you take a look at the mid laners, right, that you're starting to get a run of mid laners now from North America that have been plying away for a while, like a Palafox, like Insanity, like a Blaze Olive. Those guys are now getting their shot, and you're also in a role where there's a ton of imports. Like, how do you go about like, thinking like, oh, it'll be a 3-year journey? Like, what did you think?
I'm very like nearsighted when it comes to that. So I just mostly focus on myself rather than thinking about like, hey, like this guy's so good, like will I ever catch up to him? I was just like, if I just keep improving my own rate, I'll catch up, or might even be better than now. I just need to show it.
Sure. Now, moving forward in your hopefully LCS career, what are your goals that you have for the rest while you're in this top team?
Just learn what LCS environment is like compared to Academy, because even though it's like my first week streaming with LCS full time, I feel like the change in environment has helped me like learn things that it's just like the game's a lot more faster paced compared to Academy. So in Academy, like you'll make a mistake and it might not mean much in Academy, but in LCS it's like instantly punished. I remember like doing a scrim and I like dove their top laner, and the next wave I got dove back. I'm like, what just happened? You know, it's like, was it my fault for like doing that, or was it like it was just gonna happen because of of what we did? And Academy, it's like we can make that same play, and it's like they're like, darn, he got away with that. It's just like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm just used to getting with stuff that I wouldn't get away with in LCS.
For sure. Thomas, we've come a long way since not being able to play Gangplank on Academy, and we just forced you on that over and over and over again back in 2018. What do you have to say for your brand new fans and all fans of Team Liquid that are, I would say, rightfully skeptical, that don't know your work ethic and don't know your story?
I would just say keep on the lookout, because I think we'll do well this week. We've been putting a lot of work in practice. We've been experimenting with stuff too. I think the LCS team has been performing well with me so far. We might have some rough patches here and there, but I think it'll work out.
All right. Hey, Jenkins, congratulations on your debut. Getting yourself a win to kick things off. 1-on-1 for now, but hopefully it'll rise up in the win column. Thanks for making time to come chat with me, brother.
Thank you. Have a good day.